Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Britton's Hangout Hour, episode 121. We have gotten pretty far. I'm here once again with my old pal, Jason Fuhrman. How you doing, Jason?
I'm here again. I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I took a little short break from BookTube. Just like
How was that?
needed some time away. Felt good, man.
Good.
I was kind of like, should I go for another week? No, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know. It was a weird week, man.
Yeah.
It was a weird week.
Can't keep you away from YouTube for very long.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
now I'm back to recording. I'm like, oh man, should I have stayed away for a little more longer? I don't know.
Yeah, because when something's a habit and you step away from it, coming back to it is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, I know. It's
So
like, ugh.
that's why you got to be careful.
That's why I said a week, because I'm like, if I just,
Yeah.
I didn't want to say I'm stepping away indefinitely, because then I'm like never gonna come back. I can hold myself to a week.
Yeah.
No, but
Nice.
yeah,
Well, good to have you back, man.
yeah, no, I'm glad to be here. People were like, a week? What's wrong with you? That's not even that long. And I'm like,
I know. That's
know.
like maybe I'll release a video maybe
It's
a
like a
week.
blip in time. That's
Yeah.
what some people are telling me. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just needed to chill after all that was going on. It has been a crazy year so far. I need to
Crazy
step
year,
away.
man.
I need to step away for a sec.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got
it's
a
been
new
hell of
driver's
year.
license. I'm feeling good. My birthday's in a few days.
Oh, your birthday's in a few days.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 24. I know.
Oh man, look at that.
I know.
I gotta send you something. Any books any books you want? I always send you some on your birthday.
Yeah, I
Anything
know.
you can
Just
think of?
send me something. I'll probably read it. No,
I'll figure it out.
no, but oh Lord, what? Yeah, no. I've been chilling. Going. I went to college. It's been.
Went
I
to
mean, I'm
college?
still at college, but I'm just chilling at the moment. I
How
recorded.
do you feel like balancing your college life with your job and YouTube being kind of too much, or does it fit in
Well, that was
nicely?
one of the reasons I stepped away for a little bit. Was like, okay, this is getting a little overwhelming, so I have to step
Yeah.
away for a little bit. So did that, got some school stuff done, and now I'm like, okay, I can come back to this.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And spring break is not next week, but the week after. So it's gonna be it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Nice.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah. I miss those days. No
Yeah.
spring break for me.
yeah,
Us old working class people.
yeah.
No spring break.
No, you work at a software company. It can't be too bad.
Well, it's an ad agency, but
it's an
no, it's
ad
nice.
agency.
I work from home, which is great. So that's why you can often find me on Discord all the time during the day.
You could just look back at your
Because
books and be like,
I have it. I have
feel
it up. Yeah, I have it up. So
like my dad. He
um,
also works from home. I'm like, oh, that must be
oh,
nice.
nice. It is.
You don't have
It
to
is.
go to like an office and
Mhm.
just like your eyes just glaze over at the like tiny little. You ever seen Wanted, the old Wanted movie?
With who? Who's what by old? Not the one with James McAvoy. That's not
Yeah,
what
the
you're
one.
talking
No,
about,
the
right?
one with James McAvoy, where he's.
Oh yeah,
where
I've
he's-
seen that.
where-
Like the Ben the Bullet one.
yeah, the bullet bending one.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I was like, yeah, like that. You're just like sitting there and you're like sweating and
Yeah.
yeah, no,
I mean, I do miss
doesn't
like
sound fun.
sitting around with people and stuff. Sometimes like I had a really good team or have a really good team, and so there's part of me that misses it, But also like I'm pretty much a homebody, so I acclimated pretty easily to working from home. Yeah,
there were some fires in California. Hope you were safe during all
there
that.
are. I'm safe. All the all the fires are very far south, so they're in the LA area.
That's
I'm about
I don't want to say
200
good.
miles from
It's
there.
good that you're not in the blast range, if you will.
yeah.
But
There
it's
was
not,
a big fire a few years ago on this hill by my house. So where I live, there's just big hills like right next to me, and they were on fire one year, and it was pretty crazy. But then after the burn, I walked up because there's hiking trails up there, and it looked like Mars or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
weird. I saw it on TV, and I'm like, good Lord, it looks like the apocalypse out there.
Yeah, man. It was crazy. It's insane how quickly the fires can move too, like across freeways and stuff.
Oh,
Like a
man.
freeway is not of enough distance to stop a fire. You'd think it would be, right? It's,
Uh-huh.
like 100 feet or more of concrete and then or asphalt and concrete, and it's like, nope, the wind will just carry it right over.
I don't know. I don't live in California, but we have had bushfires before. Those are not fun. Or wait, are they
Yeah,
bushfires? Because like, there's a very large fields out here in Oklahoma, so
a lot of flat land
a
out
lot of
there.
flat land out there. So if a fire's about to go off, it's
You
not
can
gonna
see it
stop.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I.
There was
That's
one
what
time
always
we
blows
were
my.
driving back from Thanksgiving out in Tulsa, and there was like a fire going
Uh-huh.
on. We were just like, What is that? What's going on there?" Jeez.
You could see it, which
Yeah.
is crazy, right? I mean,
It was
because in
freaky.
California, there's so many. At least where I am, there's so many mountains and hills and stuff. So whenever I travel to other states, it's always mind blowing. Like, wow, this is so flat. Like I'm just not.
Yeah,
It's
you
so weird
if
because
you ever
you're
came to
around
Oklahoma,
something.
you would be boggled how many flat
Yeah, I've
lands
never
there
been to
are.
Oklahoma, but I've been to Florida. I've been to Texas, which is incredibly flat.
Yeah, Texas is
And yeah,
pretty flat.
yeah, it's just kind of a.
I mean, we do have
You
cities,
don't.
but like drive about an hour or like 45 minutes, and you'll start seeing the just plains everywhere.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
The old the flatlands.
Yeah, flatlands, bushes. I don't know what they call them. No, but it was a time. It's been a time. There's been so much going down.
Been a time.
You
It's
know,
been a time.
and like after that, I'm just like, good Lord, I'm just getting real stressed out by the internet. So I got to chill out from BookTube for a week. So yeah, I took some time away.
Good call. Good call. Yeah, get away from it.
Made
And
a-
sometimes I
made-
tell myself I need to like just go rent a cabin out in the middle of the woods and not have my phone or anything. And just
I know,
like,
right? I've had that too. I'm
just
like, I gotta
write or just do something creative and just be
I
disconnected.
gotta pull like
I
a
feel
Walden, or there's sometimes I'll be like, God, I gotta pull like a Walden or something and just go out in the middle of
Yeah.
the woods, just hang out.
You're young, man. You can do that.
I
You
can do that.
You have,
I can
you have
probably.
no responsibilities. Yeah, you just freaking go do it right now, man. Maybe that's the next break.
Yeah,
The next di-
I mean, maybe when I'm, maybe when I'm like out of college for the summer, I could do something like that. But
You could, man. I mean, that just think like maybe the Some Okie Dude channel turns into a homesteading, living out in the wild.
Oh my
YouTube
God.
channel. Can you imagine that?
be like, so where you at? I'm like, oh, out in the middle of nowhere. It's fine.
Just build my cabin. That's all.
Yeah.
Just doing my Walden arc.
The Walden arc of the anime. Yes. No, but yeah, I caught up with some stuff. I was, I've been chucking money at HBO Max. They had a 6-month $2.99 plan. I'm like, I would be remiss not to get in on that. Didn't do much with it, so I've been kind of starting to get back on HBO Max a little bit. Been watching
Yeah.
some stuff.
Yeah, Max. I have Max.
Or not,
luckily
it's
it
not
comes with
HBO
my
Max
internet.
anymore. It's just Max.
Yeah, it's just
because,
Max. I know.
whatever
Terrible,
reason.
terrible name change, but whatever. Yeah, I don't really watch much on there. I used to love, well, I guess when it was HBO, but lately I don't really find a lot to watch. So I do have it, but like I said, it comes with my
You got
internet.
A24
so-
on there, I think.
Oh, really? They're migrating A24? I feel like I've seen every A24 film, but that's good to know in case I missed one.
I think so anyway. I need to go back on there again. I watched Creature Commandos, which was fine, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta find some time. Maybe since spring break's coming up soon, I'm probably gonna finish off the show I started called Bring Millie Black, I think is what it's called. It's from Marlon James.
How is it?
I only watched the first episode, and it was pretty solid. I'm like, all right, I'll check that. I'll have to watch the rest of it. And that didn't happen. It's like that didn't happen. So I'm gonna do it.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm sure there's some other stuff I'll watch. But my watching's been so bad recently. Like I've just not been watching anything.
Yeah, me too.
I saw
it's
Deep. I saw Last Breath the other day.
Last Breath.
Because That's how
Have to look
like
that
that's
up.
how like it's based on a true story. It was fine, but it was just kind of like, man, just running out of stuff here.
Oh, the one with Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it looked it looked fine. I think that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, so I watched that. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. Wrote something for it, and I'm like, okay. Um, yeah, no, it's been good. Reading's been fine. I had a comic bug bit me, and I started reading a
Yeah, yeah,
bunch
I
of
noticed
comics
that.
recently.
And then
Uh,
putting up the reviews. Nice.
yeah, no, I need to. I am reading some books. I'm reading the Discworld because a lot of people are telling me, Britton, you should read Discworld, and it's actually pretty good.
You like it? Did you
Yeah.
start at the beginning, or are you starting somewhere else? Because I know it's sort of like non-linear
I
in a way, right?
started with Guards because people are like, that's probably the best way
Okay.
to start it. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And then
Is it
I started the Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead, but I then
okay?
realized that I was kind of forcing myself to read it, so I'm like, I'm gonna put you down, and I'll get back to you at another time. So a soft DNF, as the kids like to call it. I did a
I
little,
tried.
very.
I read Nickel Boys, and that was a rough read.
I mean, he's good. Like, the prose was good, but I was just kind of like, okay. And it wasn't like I was disliking it or anything. It was just kind of like, all right, I'm just forcing myself to read this at this point. I'm just gonna put it down and move on to something else. I'll get back to it, but
Nice.
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reading The Unworthy, the latest release from Agustina Bastarrica of
Oh
Tender is
yeah,
the
I thought I
Flesh.
saw you talking about that the other day
Yeah, it
because
just came out Tuesday, so about halfway through it. It's very short, but very weird. It's an interesting book
is it
for
good?
sure. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not for everybody. I'll put it that way. So, I mean, the setup is it's post-apocalyptic. It's about this woman who is part of the quote unquote unworthy, and it's like this religious sect that is kind of built up, in the apocalypse, and they live in this creepy chapel, and there's lots of like flagellation and torture and weird things. There's a weird like religious hierarchy, but it's all from her perspective. So it's all first person, and it's like you found her journal basically.
Mm.
So she's writing her experience as she's going through this story. There's not much of an actual plot though. So it's literally like you're finding someone's journal. However, the journal is not necessarily like dated by entries. So there's one chapter and there's scene breaks and stuff, but there's no
So
like
like
day
the
one,
road a
day
little bit.
two. Kind like the road?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I
where
guess
it just
kind of,
like
but the
where it just
road
goes
was
on
in
and on and
third.
on. There's no like chapters.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. I guess in that sense, it is like that. So, I don't know. We'll see how it ends up. I'm curious because normal. I feel like in normal circumstances, I would have probably not finished it. But for some reason, it's like one of those things I always say that, hey, if the characterization isn't great and the plot's not great, but maybe the atmosphere is great, or maybe the plot's great and the characterization is not great and the atmosphere is not great. You know what I mean? It's like
Uh
one of
huh.
them has to make up for the other, and I feel like this one in some way is making up like the lack of plot, just the weird. It's just so weird, man. It's like a really dark. It's very dark, very weird, very different than Tender is the Flesh. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's not really a page turner. It's one of those books that you kind of like just
You try to
you just
dissect
like.
it,
Well, no. I'm not trying to dissect it, but you
or
just
you're just
kind
like,
of like
what is this?
you just sort of you sink into it,
Oh,
and
okay.
you're just there taking it all in slowly, and it's not like, oh man, what's gonna happen next, flipping the pages and stuff. It's like you're entering this woman's world, this very bizarre world. It's very very similar to Handmaid's Tale, however far darker and
Mm-hmm.
weirder, but there's something about it that is intriguing, that's keeping me going. So I'm curious to see how it ends for sure.
Yeah, I
There's little
really.
cool things in it,
Oh,
like she strikes through words and sentences.
hmm.
So like, oh,
Interesting.
like it's almost as if she's writing it like, no, not that, and scratches it out. But then I'm thinking like, wait, are these secret codes or something? Like if I line all of them up at the end, is it gonna like give it? I don't know.
This is
It's
House
weird.
of Leaves
But
all over again.
yeah, it gives it that kind of authenticity a little bit, but it's not super heavy-handed. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's
I
decent.
haven't read House of Leaves, but I've heard there's like codes and stuff in it.
There are, yeah.
And
There's
like the
a game or
typography
something.
is just like, oh my god! I was flipping through it one time at a bookstore. I was just like, my god, man, how do you read this? This is so weird.
I avoided it for 20 years. I had the book. I got it as a gift for Christmas when I was about 20.
Yeah, don't you have it
20, I
like
guess.
right there? Or is that one of his other
Yeah,
books?
yeah. I have one right here. And my wife's copy, or that's mine up there, and then hers is like right here. She read it too.
Oh,
But yeah, it's one of those books that I just, yeah, like you said, you open it up and you're like, nah, I don't know if I could do this right now. This looks like work. But once I decided to sit down and read it, and I remember I would just kind of sit in my living room. It was very quiet. Most of the lights would be off, and I would just read it. And it was like, it just kind of, you are like an active participant in the book. So it's
interesting.
probably the most unique thing I've ever read.
Huh.
In that, like, it's not like most books where you understand you're reading a fiction. You understand there's like a separation of reality and then the fiction.
Uh-huh.
Whereas this, it almost feels like you're like, I know I'm reading fiction. Like, I know this is happening, but there's this weird crossover where you feel like the act of you picking up the book is participating in what's happening. I don't know if I can explain it another way, and it's
Kind of sounds like
yeah,
I don't know if how familiar you are with the creepy pastas, but it kind of sounds like that.
yeah,
Or like,
yeah, it's
or like
yeah,
or like urban legends or something where it's like, oh,
yeah,
this
yeah,
could happen to you. Yeah.
yeah. I would say that, but it's like a story. It's a story within a story within a story kind of thing. It's really weird.
So are you
Yeah,
saying
you
this
just
is like
kind
the
of have to read
Watchmen
it.
of horror books?
Yeah,
Just
I would
the
say so.
layers
I would
upon layers.
say, yeah, I would say it's probably the best horror book I've ever read, and it's just the most complex and the most interesting, and just yeah, it's just like it's consuming, and it's really long, and it's really like there's footnotes everywhere, and just weird typography, like you said, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I highly recommend you check it
I
out
know his
at least
sister
some
is like
point in your life.
the sister of the writer who wrote that. His name's like Mark Danielewski or something.
Danielewski is the author. Yeah, Mark Danielewski.
I
Yeah,
think his sister's like a musician or something.
I don't know. Never looked into him,
Oh,
but it's a
yeah,
classic.
I'll have to give it. I know, like, because I followed Paul Tremblay on Goodreads. I know he likes it, and well, there's a lot of other people. It's kind of like a cult book from the sounds
It
of it.
is. It is.
Like,
It's not
it's not
new,
for
but
everyone, but the people who love it, like, love it. You know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not for everyone. Like I said, it's an experience. It's not like reading a normal book, and just make sure you kind of are open to that, and then also give yourself time because it is not. I think it's like 700-ish pages, but again, these 700-ish pages are different than a normal paperback, so it takes some time to get through it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to clear my palate to read that whenever I get around to that, which I won't say when. That's the thing. Like I was talking with someone the other day, and I was like, when I asked, or this was actually yesterday, and on the last episode of this, as a matter of fact, but I was like, when indie authors, offer to send me stuff, I go, okay, I'll get it, but like with the caveat that please understand, I'm not going to get to this immediately. Now, if you don't want to send it, fine. If you do, just know I am not going to get to it immediately. and most of them
Yeah,
are pretty cool with it. I guess they're just cool with knowing that I have the book, so it's all good.
yeah, yeah. That's tough because
I
you
read
want
yours
to.
though, so it worked
You
out.
did eventually read mine. Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things. Yeah, I get emailed often. I shouldn't say it that often, but every once in a while I'll
Just
get like
flexing, like, yeah, I get emailed by
no, 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 no. I mean, indie
YouTubers.
authors sometimes will read because because I have a smaller channel. Like a lot of them say, "Oh, well, he's going to be more likely to read it than like Daniel Green or something, right?" Because
Uh-huh.
Daniel Green's not going to give them the time of the day, sort of thing. But I guess the one disappointment I have is that I get a lot of people who come to me with books that aren't really books that I have ever read, genre or style, or I'm like, the least you could do is understand like what my general tastes are, and then don't email me unless you think like it's going to sort of fit my brand. I guess I don't
Yeah,
want to
but
say brand,
like it's
but
sometimes kind of hard to tell what your taste is, because like
yeah, but
there's
like I
times
mean,
I try to recommend you things, and then you'll be like, I like this book, and I just get flabbergasted because like I wouldn't have expected you'd like this book or
oh,
whatever.
but I mean, I'm talking about like a dark academia romance or something.
Oh,
Like why?
okay, yeah.
Like I'm not. That's what I mean. Like really sort of stuff that. And granted, I have read romance before, but
It's not.
anyway,
It doesn't.
it's
It doesn't. It's not one that like you'll go out of your way to read generally.
correct. Correct.
Yeah. Like
Unless somebody highly recommends it, then I would. But
yeah, I'm the same way. Like I mean, we need more men reading romance. I guess I don't know, but yeah,
maybe we need more romance written for men.
yeah.
Maybe that's the
That
problem.
that would be something. There's this guy I was recently looking at called Chuck Tingle, who writes like these
Oh yeah, like
weird
gay romance kind of stuff.
who writes these like weird horror novels. Apparently, he started out writing like really like on the nose like corny erotica. Like
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm like, wow. If that guy can get published, you know what? I think I can I think I can do this,
I think he self-publishes, doesn't he?
No, I mean he self-publishes the dinosaur erotica that he writes, but some of the other ones he's written that are like I guess like more serious have also been like published traditionally. And I'm like, oh my
Okay.
god, I
Okay.
gotta get in on this.
Yeah.
No,
You need a cool name like Chuck Tingle, though.
I know, yeah, and he wears like a pink like ski mask at his like readings. I'm like, this dude is nuts.
Yeah, he's hiding his identity.
Oh man, that is funny. Makes you wonder, like, who is this dude? Because I
Just
was
unmask him, run up, and just rip it off.
yeah, I'd
Go to a
probably get
reading.
like tackled by security before
Yeah,
I
but
could
he
do
would
that.
he would be unmasked. So. Or you casually walk by to get a book signed or something, and then whoosh, swoop in.
Yeah, no, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, he wrote a book called like Camp Damascus, I guess, which some people are like, it's pretty good. I'm like, all right,
Interesting.
I need to. You know what's funny? The other day I was on Facebook just kind of scrolling through, and Gabino Iglesias showed up on my friend's suggestions. I'm like, oh my
Your
god.
nemesis.
I know. He's everywhere. Like, I muted him because he was showing up so much on my Twitter feed. I'm like, ugh. Twitter hates me.
Oh man.
Ugh.
Gabino.
Ugh. So, Gabino. No, but super swole though, so probably wouldn't
Yeah, he is
go to
on
one of
the,
his signings and tell him how bad his book is, because he might like rip my head off. In
Yeah,
anger.
he's definitely juicing.
What was that you said one time? You're like, well, he's really big, so you'll probably be able to get away before it catches up to you.
Yeah, yeah. If you've ever seen a bodybuilder run, it looks like a toddler. So you'll be all right.
Oh my god.
Be all right.
No, it's something. It's something. I saw you did a review of The Devils recently, which I thought was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, some people did not get the joke. They didn't. They thought I was like, mocking Matt's, fantasy book reviews. And I'm like, no. The reason why I did it was I was so shocked at how he loved it, and I had a polar opposite view of it. So I thought it'd be funny if I like basically did the inverse of his
book is
own
bad.
thumbnail.
Yeah, no.
So that's why. And then people were criticizing me about putting my face on his face. I'm like, that's just what I do. Go look at my thumbnails. That's like my thing.
You do have some creative thumbnails for sure.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, I was using
Devils.
I was using Canva the other day, and I was just like, oh my god, I gotta figure it out. And I ended up getting a C on my podcast art, so I'm like, you know what? I'll take it. 'Cause I don't really know how to use Canva. I need to get on those YouTube tutorials.
Yeah.
But Yeah, it's. Oh Lord, what? Yeah, it's been a time.
It's been a time.
Yeah, so much is man. It's just I thought 2025 would be like a good year. I mean, it's been a wild one so far. Like you haven't really had a lot of time to breathe. You know.
No, I know, but like it's good to be woken up. It's good
Yeah.
to kind of be alert and not just kind of you know be like a slug through life and everything's just kind of
Yeah. So I
slowly
gotta.
change.
So like the same day that the whole Daniel Green debacle happened, I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm gonna have to deal with that. So I was driving over to I was driving around and I turned early and I hit a curb and my navigation got all screwed up. So I was like, that's wonderful. Luckily, it's
Wait, you're
fixed.
saying the Daniel Green debacle made you hit a curb?
No, I just said it happened on the same day. It was not
Okay,
caused by
okay,
the Daniel Green debacle. I'm not
okay,
saying
okay.
that Daniel Green ruined my car. That was my fault. But yeah, it was real awkward explaining it to the parents. Like, oh yeah, that happened. So luckily,
Uh,
my
did it
uncle's
mess your
a
car up?
what?
Did it mess your car up?
Like it didn't damage it, but like the navigation got kind of screwed up on it, so I had to. So
Gotcha.
my uncle, who fortunately knows how to work on cars, made it to where I can drive it around without it jerking around. So that was
Mm,
nice.
yeah,
Um,
nice.
but yeah, so I was just like, oh my god. Then I got my driver. Then I got my driver's license renewed. I was gonna go. I went on Friday, and they have this dumb rule now where it's like 40 people. You walk in, and the first 40 people will get it, and then after that, it's over. You can't walk in anymore. You can't even do
Really?
like
So they cap it at 40?
yeah. Or
Oh,
if it's
weird.
on Saturday, 20, which I'm like, oh my god. So
Wow.
I went on Tuesday and got that figured out. So yeah, it's one step at a time. I've learned. They're like, oh, you want the 4 year or the 8 year? I'm like, I'll just go with the 4 year. It's fine.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You can that's so crazy. So in California, you have to get it every 5 years. Period. There's no choice.
Wow, really? That's
Yeah,
weird.
every 5 years. Yeah.
Huh. I just went 4 years is fine. It's like
Yeah, if you went 8 years, you'd look a lot different, probably.
oh god, yeah. And they'd be like,
Once you be in your 30s, you're like, who's this little baby boy on my ID photo, man? What is this?
yeah, no, it was a yeah, I'll be a proper man by that point, as they say.
Yeah. What do they say? The brain stops growing at like 25, so
Yeah.
or developing. You're
That
not even an adult. You're not even a full man yet,
I
Britton. What's
know.
going
It's
on?
weird. It's weird.
You're almost there, though.
I'm getting there. I'm
You're getting
crawling
there.
towards it. I'm towards the finish line at this point.
Yeah, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Don't worry about it.
Oh man. it's
I'm on
what
the other side of the slope, Like I'm like, you're climbing up the top. I'm rolling down the other side.
your brain's just deteriorating at this point.
Exactly.
You're forgetting
Exactly.
everything every day. Oh my god. No, I mean, I forget things even right now. Probably forgetting something today. So that's fun. Eh. But yeah, I've been trying to read as much as I can, but I've been mainly doing other things. So yeah, there you
What are you reading right now? I know you said you stopped Colson Whitehead.
go. Yeah, guards. I'm reading the third. Speaking of indie authors, I'm reading the third book of my friend Joe Burns's Hybrid Helix books called Blood Reunion, which is a lot of fun.
What genre is it?
It's like a space opera. It's basically a superhero story, but it's in
Okay.
prose instead of. I don't know if you would like it, but they're fun. I enjoy them.
That's cool.
My teacher also gave me a book because for an assignment, so I'm gonna read a poetry collection. I don't read a lot of poetry, so don't expect a
Wow.
review on the channel. But it's called 22040, and this is a copy he gave me. So
I would hope there would be like a dramatic reading on the channel.
Maybe sometime, if I take to it, I'll do a dramatic reading. You also did a dramatic reading of a Thanksgiving horror story. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was funny. That was you know a bit of inspiration from a conversation on my Discord server, and I'm like, I'm gonna make a cannibal. I'm gonna write a cannibal Thanksgiving story, and that's what I did.
Yeah, I listened to it. I'm like, huh, wow, you're actually a pretty good reader of your own stuff. So there you go.
Well, thanks. I was channeling a cannibal, so I don't know what that says about me, but
Well, I hope you're not a cannibal.
no. Awkward silence
Yeah.
right after that.
The awkward.
I like your expression. You're like, I hope you're not a cannibal.
Yeah, no, oh man, I mean, it's a good story. I mean,
Thanks,
cannibal
man.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm actually starting a separate channel where I'm going to be doing
Having
original
Thanksgiving
fiction.
at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre House
Yeah.
with the Sawyer family.
Yep.
You're starting a new channel though?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna really
Are you like are you in like
broadcast it.
are you in the like thinking about it stage, or are you actually gonna do it?
No. So the plan is, it's gonna be all fiction. So original short stories by me. And then I'm gonna narrate them. But it's gonna be like kind of liminal horror stories. And the way it's gonna work is it's gonna be kind of like Worth 1,000 Words, where I have a photograph and then I create like a bit of lore, like a creepypasta, you might say.
Oh, okay.
But kind of
Sounds
liminally.
cool.
And I had this idea kind of rolling around in my head, and then I talked to this guy on my server, Marco Polo. I don't know if you've seen him or not.
Oh
He's
yeah,
a
I've seen him
photographer.
around. I haven't like talked to
Yeah.
him.
He's a photographer, or he does it as a hobby, and he's like, man, I really want to collaborate on something. And I'm like, all right, hey, I got this idea. And so he sent me this weird photo, which I won't spoil until it's out. And I'm like, dude, it just hit me. And so I wrote a story for it. I just got to record it and make the video and stuff. But the idea is to have it sort of community driven in a way. So I'm going to write these stories and then have an email address to where you could sort of, quote unquote, contribute to the lore. And so people could submit odd photos, and then if I pick it, I'll write a story and then release it, and kind of
That's a cool
do
idea.
it like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna give it a shot because I love writing. It's just writing books for me. Like I'll probably always be writing books here and there, but like it's one of those things where you got to do it for a long time.
It takes time.
And then it takes a long time, and then you know what I mean? It's like a lot of work and a lot of time to release it at one point. Whereas I like the idea of experimenting with different mediums in storytelling and then releasing it more quickly. Not being like one of those things where, I got to write 100,000 words or whatever, 80,000 words, and then get it edited and covers and blah, 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 and then release it and then nobody buys it kind of thing. It's just sort of like I want to do it as an experiment to see if there's any validity to that kind of, channel. But we'll see.
There's creepypasta channels, and those are just big. Those are
People love
gangbusters.
creepy. People love creepy, man. Yeah, and so I thought I would throw my hat in the ring and kind of put my own spin on it, and try. I really like the idea of it being sort of a living, breathing lore where it's not just me creating everything. Granted, I'm going to write all the stories and everything, but people can contribute by, if they
So
have
are
a
they like
weird
particular
photo.
kind of photos, like ominous photos, like disturbing
Well, I mean,
photos?
yeah, it could be anything. Like, so, I guess I don't want to spoil it for you.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
send it to you. I'll send it to you when I'm done, which should be pretty soon. But,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I mean, like the photo I do have, like he took it on his cell phone, so it's black. It's like black and white. It's grainy. There's a lot of digital stuff, so it just has this like, what the hell is this place? So stuff like that, like weird things. It doesn't have to be staged or anything, but like, I mean, you can just find odd places, liminal-esque inspired places, pretty easily, I think. And I don't know, maybe fun. We'll see. And then maybe I'll release a book at the very, once I like get, I don't know, X amount of stories in, maybe I could just release an actual book of it. And I don't think it would be an Amazon thing. I think it would be more of a Like I go to a printer and get it nicely made, and the photos are in it and stuff. So it's
You
not just
also
like a print on
recently made
demand thing.
a video about Amazon.
Oh, you want to talk about that?
Well,
Ooh,
I
that
saw
was
that. I just know I just funny you brought that up. I'm like, oh yeah, you made a video about Amazon and what is
it
that
was
called?
funny,
Kobo.
man. I kept seeing all these videos about how Amazon sucks, how their terms of service is sucks, and it's unique. And then I stumbled upon this other guy's video who I linked in my video. His name's Daryl. I can't remember his damn last name. Anyway, he made a video that was called DRM, sort of the thing that pisses off non-pirates or something like that. And he went to a lot of depth of it, a lot of depth with it. And I'm like, man, Amazon's always had DRM. So even before this thing, they've just become more explicit with the wording of what happens when you buy a book, right? And so
I'm
everyone's like, oh my God, Amazon sucks now. It's like, well, they've kind of always been that way. Like they've always had
Amazon's
DRM,
always
their
been
own.
sus.
Well, they've always had proprietary DRM, and I'm like, why are people flipping out? And part of it had to do with them removing the download to your Kindle button on the website, which I didn't even know existed. Okay, I'm
Oh.
like, who's using this thing? I didn't know existed because I mean, downloading these DRM protected books it's kind of useless unless you want to strip the DRM. And then anyway, everyone's like, holding up Kobo as like the guiding light and the perfect child and whatever. And then so I read Kobo's terms of service. I'm like, wait a minute. These are exactly the same, pretty much. Granted, Kobo is a lot more vague, which
Well, I
gives
mean,
them more legal flexibility.
I should note I have no opinion on this situation at all because I don't know anything about any of this. I'm just like, oh boy,
Yeah,
more drama.
and
I'm staying
well,
out of this. Also, I have
yeah,
no opinion about Amazon, so
it's not so much
unless you want
Amazon
to hear
for
me
me.
complain about how freaking expensive their omnibuses are, I mean, my God, ridiculous.
Well, for me, it was like I felt like all of the stories were one-sided. So they were saying, "Oh, Amazon sucks. They're bad for consumers." Blah 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 blah. Man, really wish I could move to Kobo, but I can't. Or I am moving to Kobo, and I'm like, what's so great about Kobo? And so I look at Kobo, and granted, they use the universal DRM, meaning you can take the file, you can move it to other devices. Obviously not a Kindle, but other ones that support it. So like the Books Reader, and I think there's some other ones. But anyway, so it's flexible, but there's still DRM. There's also a clause in their terms of service this is another thing people were pissed off about, is that Amazon would remove books from their library. And then I look into that and I'm like, well, the reason why they do it is because the publisher of the ebook loses the rights. And so Amazon by law has to like say, I can't have this book on my storefront because they don't have the rights to sell it. And so then by doing that, if you haven't downloaded the book onto your device, they remove it from your library, in which case they say they'll give you a refund if you haven't downloaded it. You only have a risk
Well, that
of
doesn't
loss.
sound so bad. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it can probably be a little irritating, but like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
It is, but well, and I think the chances of that happening are probably very slim. So I know some people who commented on the video have said, "Oh, I lost this book or this book," and I'm like, I have over 1,000 books on Kindle, and I don't think I've lost a single one. I mean, to my knowledge, anyway. I've never been like, "Well, man, what happened to this book?" So, and also the thing is, Kobo can do that as well. So they said there's a clause in their terms of service that says, "Hey, sometimes books will have to be removed from the library, in which case, if you haven't downloaded it yet, try to seek a refund." So I'm like, wait, these kind of seem like similar terms of service. How come everyone is loving on Kobo and hating on Amazon so much? And so I was like, maybe I should make a video about it. And I did some tests. Like I said, okay, well, maybe people have a point. Maybe if you have a Kindle and you download the file to your device, you can't get that file. And
I mean, have we not learned a
Kindle
single thing from the last bandwagon jumping? Like, come on.
I mean, that's why I
on.
start the video that way, you know.
Come on.
It's jokingly, like, man, why aren't you guys getting the whole story? And so a lot of people in the comments were, bashing me, saying like, well, everybody knows you don't own ebooks. I was like, I didn't know you don't own ebooks. Like, what do you mean everybody?
Were people
like,
calling you like an Amazon shill or something like that?
Oh yeah, one guy called me an Amazon bootlicker. I'm like, oh man, I know what side of the fence you're on. But anyway,
I mean, look, I'm not saying Amazon's perfect or anything. I mean,
no.
But
I want to be clear.
I know you weren't saying that, but it was just
No.
was really funny.
And I want to be clear. Like, the video wasn't to stick up for Amazon. It was to show the Kobo and Amazon.
This isn't
like
unusual.
as a comparison, right? I'm like, hey, did you know that Kobo's terms of service is pretty much the exact same? However, they're using a better DRM or a more universal DRM. So I will give them that. Of course, that makes it easier. But don't think that Kobo will not remove a book from your library. It says so in their terms of service if they have to. It also says that you don't own the ebook. You're owning a license to read the ebook.
Which I didn't
just like
even
it does
know
in
you
Amazon.
didn't own the ebook either.
I
so
didn't know that. And a lot of people in the comments are like, oh man, this isn't about DRM. I'm like, or about not ownership. I was like, I mean, it kind of is, because I think that there's a very small percentage of subset of people who I would include myself in that generally know this stuff, but like I didn't know about it. But like people like my mom or the general consumer, they're not going to know about, what's DR? They don't even know what the hell DRM is. And so I
didn't
did
even
have a
know
lot
what
of comments
DRM
saying,
was until I watched that
Exactly.
video. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Most people don't, because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect you because when you're reading books on Kindle, you're not like.
I'll admit, at
you
first
read a
I
book
thought
and you're-
I thought because I saw Daniel Green was talking about it. Ironically enough, I saw he was kind of talking about it a little bit, and he's like,
Yeah.
I thought it was like they were taking away like self-published authors' right to own their stuff or something like that, or something. I have no idea, but like once I heard about it, I'm like, oh, that's weird. That was it.
Well, the funny thing is he was trashing Amazon, making a bunch of false claims about self-publishing. And so I wrote a really long comment, point by point, about all the shit he was wrong about.
Oh boy, I got.
And he made a correction video, though. I'm not saying it was because of what I wrote. I don't know if he read it or not, but he did make a correction addressing some of the things that I talked about. However, he was a little bit disingenuous with it, because he said, oh, well, I was wrong, but Amazon must have changed since the last time I published. And I was like, dude, no, this has been the same since the beginning. Okay, this is not something new since you started publishing. So he was kind of like trying to be all, oh, well, I mean, it used to not be that way, and then I guess it's back to being that way. Like, he literally said they changed back. I was like, they never changed back, dude. So anyway, all this stuff, I'm just like, God, why? Like, look, I don't care if you hate Amazon, but like, get your shit right, man. Like, get your stuff right, and like,
get your information correct before you start flapping your lips.
Well, not only that, but it's just like, why? The guy just nearly had his career ended, right? And he's known to be a virtue signaling guy. He's known to be like, a moral grandstander. That's like, he has no problem talking about that stuff on his channel, which puts him in a certain light. And then he almost got destroyed based on his weird ass fetishes and stuff. And you'd think you'd come back.
A little more than that, but yeah.
Yeah, you think you'd come back. You know what I mean? You think
Well
you'd come
played.
back for that, and like, man, I just ate a whole humble pie. Not a slice of humble pie, but I ate a whole damn humble pie.
But
he did it.
Stuffed in your face.
He comes back like, oh, you know what? My next video is gonna be bashing Amazon, and with false statements. And I'm like, bro,
Did you not learn anything?
what are you doing, bro? Anyway, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't care if you hate Amazon. I don't care if you love Kobo. Just make sure, and I think the biggest thing for me is that people with large channels like that have massive influence. So even if they didn't say explicitly in the video, like, oh, Kobo is the same, like they didn't, it's like by omission. It's guilty by omission in a way, because if your biggest fan ever, one of your biggest fans, your subscribers, sees you applauding Kobo and denouncing Amazon, they're only going to think like, oh, well, Daniel Green must have checked into it and Kobo's amazing, so it must be the complete polar opposite of Amazon. So I'm going to go buy a Kobo. I'm going to ditch my Kindle, and I'm going to go buy a Kobo and start buying that. And it's like, to me, that's just kind of disingenuous, because they should be, if you're bashing Amazon and also saying like, here's why I'm moving to Kobo, I like it, which some of the channels did, who are moving to Kobo. And I said, well, make sure you're actually giving proper information for the people who want to move there, because they're going to listen to you, right? You have a big, you're a quote unquote influencer. And I think, I don't know. I just don't like biased, one-sided anything. I think it's unfair. Like, if you're going to talk about a service or a product, like, apples to apples, man. Like talk about them both. And so anyway, that's why I'm in the video. I normally don't make videos like that. I like to steer clear of that kind of crap. But nobody was making videos.
You wanted
well,
to
the one
set
guy, that Daryl guy,
to set the record straight before
kind
anyone...
of. But the Daryl guy, he made a great video, but it wasn't getting many views. I think because he didn't have a thumbnail and it wasn't titled very well. But like, it was a great sort of rebuttal to all of these people who were, grandstanding basically. And I was like, you know what? And then after I did the Kindle test and like see if I could get my files, I'm like, I'll just make a damn video about it. And so I did, and then it like blew up. Blew up for my channel at that size anyway.
Yeah, you had a couple blow ups recently, like not like fight
well, the
blow-ups.
Devils and
To be fair, I mean, I thought Matt took it in good fun. He
did.
And he joined your server, so that was fun.
He joined my server. Yeah, he's I feel like we're kind of I think we're good. I hope we're good. It's funny how like we're friendly enemies maybe. I don't even know. I don't consider him an enemy. And I could totally see how he would see that thumbnail and be like, "Man, this guy's an asshole. Like what's he doing?" But it was all in good fun and anyway, yeah.
I'll be right back real quick. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I know it's been so long. Hopefully I won't be like Snoop Dogg and leave like your stream on for like 8 hours, and then he shows back up to his house and he's like, "Oh shit, I left it on."
I did that once.
Oh my god.
Granted, nothing. I think my camera might have been off and stuff. It was basically a dead stream, but like I forgot. It was when I was first learning how to use OBS and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, I didn't kill the stream. And then one of the guys, it wasn't on this channel. It was on a channel I share with another, like the RPG channel.
Oh.
And
yeah.
And the guy's like, I think you were streaming all night. I was like, oh shit, you're right.
That must have been awkward.
It was awkward.
How is the RPG channel going? The Adventure
it's
Archive
good.
is what it's called.
Yeah. I'm still streaming once a week. We're getting to the very end of the campaign of Dragonbane, so we're gonna kind of move on to a couple little small games here and there, and then get back into the second campaign that just released in November. Yeah, November.
I was actually talking with somebody about Sumbaroom the other day. I think someone was asking what our favorite RPGs were, and I'm like, yeah, Sumbaroom's probably my favorite I've played so far.
I haven't actually played it, so I'm jealous. But man, I love.
If you ever want to play Sumbaroom, hit me up. I love playing in that system. So good, so fun.
Yeah.
Doesn't have those stupid combat mechanics you have to do in D&D. It's just, oh my god, it's so frustrating.
It's more simple, right?
It's more simple, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, it's not fun. Also, the artwork in it is great.
Oh man, the best.
So good.
Love it.
So good. No, but yeah, I like the artwork of Sumbaroom. But yeah, I like Sumbaroom a lot. I played it with one of my friends. Was like, "Hey, you want to try this thing called Sumbaroom? I'm gonna play it with a couple of my friends." And I'm like, "Sure, man, why not?" And that's what we ended up doing, and it was fun. I enjoyed myself.
That's good. And you were a player in it, right?
I was a player in it. I'm not DM'd in Sumbaroom.
Do you remember what adventure you played?
Oh man,
was it the Copper Crown?
I think
there's like a trilogy, like an intro trilogy.
I think it was the
of
Copper.
adventures.
I think it was the Copper Crown. Actually, now that I think about it, might have been. I'll have to ask my friend again, which one we played. Hell, I don't even know if he remembers it now. But yeah, no. It was kind of fun because he doesn't generally play like darker. He doesn't generally like darker settings and stuff. And I'm like, oh, why'd you play this? And he's like, I like it. You can just kind of do what you want on it. I'm like, all right, fair enough. Well played.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I played that, and I played like regular D&D, but I'm not a big fan of the combat.
It's too crunchy.
You just you have to wait for you have to wait your turn. It's kind of frustrating, In Sumo Room, you can just kind of gang up on. Or, I mean, it's been a while since I played Sumo Room, so people can correct me.
I
if
think
I'm
there's
wrong.
still initiative in Simbaroom, but
There is initiative, but it's not like. But it's not as rigid, you know.
Yeah, well, it's not, and it's not like I think the action economy is much better in 5e. It can be cumbersome. Like the higher level you get, like things just get ridiculous.
Slightly frustrating, yes. At least for me, it can be. I know.
Yeah,
I mean, there's some people who like that. I'm like, that's great. Not really my thing though. Oh man. What else have I played in? I played Mists of Akuma, which is kind of a like Japanese setting.
that
I
sounds
played
cool.
played a druid. It was pretty fun.
Nice.
Um,
You still playing regularly?
no, I haven't really played regularly in a while. I was trying to set up a campaign with some friends of mine, but it kind of fell through because other things came up.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing. Is like I feel like I probably wouldn't play at all if it weren't for the YouTube channel because, when you are an adult and you have a job and you have a life, like it's less. I used to play all the time when I was younger, but when you have all these stuff to do, like life things, it's so hard. And then you're dealing with other people who are your age or close, and so it's like they have their life things. It's like it's so impossible to like actually get a game night set up. So I'm grateful.
Has our brain's short circuiting on his name? It's not Matthias.
Who?
Our old Swedish friend.
Oh, Mats? I haven't
Mats.
talked to him, and I haven't seen him on the server for a long time. Kind of like slowly vanished away.
Did you just
I mean, he's
like?
still there, I think, but I haven't talked to him.
Yeah, we got a new Swedish guy. I thought he was Irish at first, but he's
Yeah,
Swedish,
we got
apparently.
a new Swede. Yeah, he's quite the character as well. He's very dry humor, sarcasm. So I wouldn't take any offense to anything he says to you. He's very sarcastic.
Yeah, no.
So.
The other day, I did a review of All Star Superman. He's like, "Oh man, this dude's talking about superheroes."
Yeah.
high
I'm
art.
glad Helena
I'll admit,
called him out.
I was a little miffed at first. I'm like, bro, I'm like pouring my heart out in this review, and this dude's just kind of shitting on it.
That's
And then I'm like,
well,
oh,
I mean,
he's probably
he joined.
kidding. He's probably just kidding.
Well,
okay, like whatever.
You were there when he first joined the call and was basically talking shit to me?
Oh yeah.
He like joined the Discord call with everybody on it, and he's like being like a total troll. And this was after the Devils review kind of blew up for me, and a lot of people were joining the Discord server, and he was one, and I'm like, okay, these guys they're just trolling, like they're just in here to troll. But then he like stuck around. He's like, oh yeah, you guys are actually talking about some cool stuff. I guess I'll hang out. And so he's still there trolling, trollolololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololol
drift, but then I'm like, yeah, he's probably just screwing around. Hopefully.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him seriously. He's everything that comes out of his mouth is like he's like, man, everything I say must be a joke. I feel like that's the way his brain seems to work sometimes. But it's cool. It's good fun. Yeah.
I don't know. So I've only known him for like a couple weeks now. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, oh my god, it's just straight up like, anyway. No, but
next time I go to Sweden, I'll be like, hey, let's hang out, dude.
Yeah, I also met an internet friend of mine for the first time.
Oh, yeah?
During my break.
Where at?
He was actually at the Children's Hospital because basically his name's Josh. He's traveling around the States at the moment, just kind of he's good lord, how do I describe it? He was kind of like hoboing around basically, and just kind of traveling around and basically going full like on the road, just having a good time, trying to figure out the spirit of America and all that.
Oh,
So I
okay.
met him at a local hospital. Me and my dad went because my dad's like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm like,
Why was he at a hospital?
that was the only place where his computer worked. So I was like, all right. So we went out to eat, and then I had to like drive him downtown to go to where he was staying at. So it was a fun time. It was a fun time. but it was
Nice.
an experience.
Yeah, it's cool to meet people. I mean, how did you just know him? Like from YouTube? Does he have a YouTube channel or something? Or how did
He
you...
has a podcast. It's called Just Joshing. He is on YouTube, but he's not like a content creator or anything. I mean, you can
Gotcha,
find him.
okay.
You can probably find him. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we'll have to
when
hang
you
out sometime.
when you when
and
you
me.
when you watch his show, you'll be like, huh? So that's where Britton got his show from. Okay, interesting. Because when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I got to do something like that, but just for BookTube. And then a bunch of other people are doing it. I'm like, oh my god, it's killing me over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. You know, yeah. I was gonna mention. You know what else happened?
What else happened?
Someone got accused of doing some very naughty things on YouTube the other day. Daniel
A new
Green.
one?
No. I was talking about Daniel Green.
Oh, okay. You're going back to Daniel Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was a whole. I can't tell you how entertaining that was.
Remember when
maybe
it
that
first
sounds messed
happened?
up, but...
I was kind of going through your comments. And you were like psychoanalyzing Daniel Green. And I'm just like,
Oh,
dude,
when he posted or what?
no, you were just. I don't remember when it was. I think it was like right after she dropped her video or something. And you're like, and you were just like, oh, maybe he's like saying all this stuff because he feels bad, you know, and he wants to like. I don't know, but it was really, it was really funny though. I was just like, dude, you're thinking way too deeply about this.
No. Well, human psychology fascinates me. And
Well,
so
that's fair.
when people do stuff, I'm like, okay, what kind of person is this guy? And the only thing I need to know about the whole thing is the text he sent her about the voices in his head tell him to do things, meaning like
Maybe he was speaking figuratively.
well, I don't mean literally, but what I mean is he seems to be a kind of guy who, like, I don't want to say has a dark soul, but has a propensity to do things that are not, I don't know, socially acceptable, I guess, the mainstream, or not looked at as virtuous. And so what he does is he doesn't want to be that person. So he kind of pushes it away and goes on YouTube and in his life, and kind of like how when she said, oh, he slid into my DMs with Black Lives Matter. I was like, who does that? You know? And so and you watch his channel.
I didn't actually watch her first video because I'm like,
Oh,
man,
you didn't?
I'm like, man, I don't want to like, you know, it's like that Jacqueline Glenn thing from like freaking 7 years ago. I'm like, this woman looks like person, because I don't know what you call a non-binary person.
Oh, right. She's non-binary, yeah.
I don't freaking know how that works. I'm sorry. Please don't get mad at me, non-binary subscribers.
You're canceled.
I'm canceled, yeah.
No,
I wanted to just make a video going like, don't idolize me, and then everyone memed in the comments like, bro, I'm gonna idolize you even more, and I'm like, oh my god.
yeah, I was one of those people.
You were one of those people memeing in the comments.
No, I appreciated the video. It was a good one.
No, but yeah, I made that, and I'm like, oh god. It was funny though. I mentioned this to you in a private conversation, but like, it was really funny. He kept saying consensual affair. That just kept bugging me when I watched his video. I'm like, dude, it's like, again,
He was choosing
it's like
his
dripping,
words
it's like
very
dripping
carefully.
wetly. Like, yeah, I get that. Like, affair. That I thought that was obvious when you said affair. I get it. The lawyers probably told him to say that, which like fair enough,
Yeah.
but like just bugged me a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, it was a hell of a ride, man. It was crazy.
Bro, that was insane. I was just like, is this happening?
Yeah, I don't want to.
And there's
see
still
the guy,
people who are like, yo, Daniel's hella sus. And I'm like, okay, maybe he
Yeah,
is, but he's not as
yeah.
sus as they made him out to be.
Well, I think what saved him, like, if she wouldn't have been so batshit crazy, I think he would have been really screwed. But she kept releasing these videos that were basically further incriminating herself, or at least discounting and her claims. And so he's like, I remember I laughed out loud. There was a comment on his response video, his like 2-minute response video, where it was like him reading off a script. And one of the comments were, man, you're the only guy who like did nothing and
Yeah, I saw that
basically
comment. That was
won your
great.
case,
That
in
was
2 days or
great.
something. And yeah, I mean
I'm
he
like,
lucked
you
out
won a,
and,
you literally won a court case by doing nothing, is what I think they said. I'm like, bro, yes.
yeah, and I think more than anything is, like I said earlier, I wish he would have maybe stopped the performative thing. Like just be a genuine dude and stop talking about politics. Stop talking
Go
about
back to Daniel of like
yeah,
2020, bro. Just like,
just be like, hey man, I love books. I want to talk about them. I don't need to jump out of my fucking chair. I don't need to do like stupid noises. Like just be a normal guy, man. But like, no, he's right back at it, man. It's like he didn't.
yeah, it was kind of funny
I don't
when he's
know.
like, I don't know when I'm gonna be making content again, and then he's like right
And
back
then
to
like a
it.
couple
I'm like,
days
dude,
later,
come on,
yeah,
come on.
it. I mean, that's fine. I
No,
think
I
it's
mean,
good
I thought
to
it was
sort
kind of funny. I'm not, he can do whatever he wants. I mean, we're laughing. This is horrible, but it's just like the situation is nuts. I think we can look.
It's nuts. Yeah, I guess I just wish he would have said, you know what? Maybe I should probably not present myself as a holier than thou, moral, whatever. Like, I'll talk about books. I'll keep that out of it.
Uh-huh.
And then he starts making these anti-Amazon videos, and it's like, bro, down with capitalism. It's like, oh my god, man. Like, okay, all right, I hope it doesn't happen to you again, man, because you're really begging for it. It seems like you're not really like
Yeah, when you're
taking
like,
this as a great life lesson and saying like, you know what, maybe I need to turn it down a few notches for a little while anyway, and sort of re-examine my life and the following I had, because he has to understand that, like, look at all of his buddies, his best buddies, like turned their backs on him immediately.
uh-huh.
And those are the kind of friends you build when when it's like inauthentic. I feel like he's a very inauthentic person by his own admission. He even says, like, basically, I play this guy on TV even though the voices in my head tell me I should do dirty shit. So he's playing this
There were
role,
some
this
comments
idealized.
that put this out there, and I agree, but they're just like, bro, we should have never heard about this. I did not want to know about this whole situation.
Yeah, well, it sucks. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, I'm not.
Which is
saying,
why I
like,
don't. I said it in my video, and again, I don't want to like repeat everything I said in that video I made, but like that's why I don't share my personal on the internet, bro. Like,
yeah, no, it's good.
I don't want my shit going out there, for all to see, because like, oh my god, I can't even imagine,
Yeah, I mean, he got involved with a YouTube personality who's very extroverted and very theatrical, you might say. So yeah, it was a rough thing to do, but and it sucks that it was something that happened like 2 years ago, and it just got boom, like dropped like a nuke, on him, because she was clearly out to ruin his career. Like, that was obvious to me.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the original video because I'm like, I don't want to watch this person reliving through something that was probably
I can't believe you didn't watch it. The first video is the one that you had to kind of watch all of them to sort of
I
see.
did watch the second video and just cringed so hard. I'm like, why did you think this was a good idea? Oh.
Yeah.
I literally texted a friend, and so I'm like, okay, so everybody involved in this situation is freaking idiotic. Except for Kayla. She's fine. She's probably the real victim in all this, unfortunately.
Well,
I hate to say.
she's the victim, but she also has some weird-ass philosophy, too. Remember when Green was saying how she's okay if he cheats on her with a man or has relations
So it's like
with
a
man,
weird,
but not
like,
a woman.
open relationship
I'm like,
thing.
yeah, but I'm like, whoa. That's a little crazy, because Daniel could have an emotional relationship with a man, and like, isn't that like what's the difference? I don't understand what the difference is. Like, if you're bisexual, to me it seems like both sides are equal, right? So why is she like, it's okay if it's a dude but not a chick? Like,
I don't
clearly
know.
there's something there. Anyway, that's kind of fucking bonkers in my eyes, but whatever. They can do
that was
whatever they
another
want.
thing. I'm like, yeah, I really don't. I didn't really want to know that, but okay, buddy, you do you, buddy.
Yeah, he's got all his. I mean, apparently he's admitted. I stopped following the guy a long time ago when he started turning into a cartoon character. But he from what I saw, like people knew he was bisexual. Like it's something he's talked about on his channel
Well,
before,
yeah.
which I didn't know. I was like, oh shit. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, all of his. I mean, 500,000 subscribers, and like a good chunk of them, plus then it was broadcast out to YouTube pretty much by other YouTubers. Like all that shit is out there, man. That's gotta suck, dude. That can't be fun.
I don't envy him, for
No.
lack of a better word.
Yeah.
It always throws me off in situations like this. If you'll allow me to get candid for a minute, like
Go for
really
it.
just like 100%. Like I'm generally, a straight shooter, but like there's some things I'm like, probably shouldn't talk about it because there's some people who might go, Britton, that's a little sus. But I always get like weirded out in these situations when like people just so quickly like bail on somebody when they get accused of doing something like wrong. Like you don't even like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I try to give people a benefit of the doubt. I don't know if it was just like they were really emotional and they weren't thinking, which is definitely a possibility, or if it was just I don't know. But I'm just like, you don't even like ask them for their side of the story at least. Because, I mean, for me, I take friendship very seriously. Like, if someone I knew got accused of something like that, I would like to think I would at least ask them, like, what happened before I did anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hope I never get put in that situation, but...
I mean, that's the internet, man. So his followers, I get it because followers can be fickle, but I think what really threw me for a loop is his sort of close community. Like Murphy Napier, Library of a Viking, that one guy who had the worst freaking take ever, who actually apparently worked on Fantasy News with him.
Oh,
What's his
yeah.
name? Something
Bro,
something
I actually
Dickers.
commented on that. I'm like, bro, I feel really bad for you. And then, like, he put out that video hat in hand.
That's
I was
what
just like, I deleted the comment. I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm embarrassed now. Ugh.
Yeah, they
And I didn't even make a video. I'm so glad I didn't make a
No.
video on it, to be
Well, that's what I'm
honest.
saying. Like that's when you have to kind of think like, okay, who am I surrounding myself with? A bunch of backstabbers, a bunch of virtue signaling backstabbers, and so, I would just be like, I mean, I know they all apologize, but like still, it's like your actions speak louder than words, man. Like if you were so good friends with this guy and you immediately made a fucking video, a public video, you didn't contact him and say, hey man, I just wanted to get your side and this
Wanted
and
to
that,
touch
but, like,
base.
yeah, whatever, man. But no, their first inclination is to make a public video about like
I don't get it.
Holy shit, man!
I don't get it.
Yeah, I stayed way far away from that. The closest to YouTube drama I've gotten is the Amazon or the Kobo Amazon video, but like, I don't need that. Like I'm not on YouTube.
That's fair.
I'm not on YouTube to like cast judgment on people. Like I'm there to talk about books, man. Like that's it.
Here to talk about stories I like,
Stories, man. That's what I'm there for. So I don't know. It was a weird thing, and it appears to be over. So what's next? I wonder.
I don't
What
want to
booktuber
know.
is next?
I don't know if I want to know who's next.
I'm just kidding. Hopefully nobody.
Hopefully nobody. Because I'm just like,
Hopefully it's,
one of the reasons I liked this community is like mostly everybody. I mean, there is some like conflicts, but for the most part, everybody gets along, right? Like there's like spats and whatnot.
Yeah, you're much more embedded in the community aspect of things. I'm not against anybody, but I try not to like
Try to
get
do your
in
own
with-
thing over there.
I
at
just
your
yeah,
channel.
like hey, if people
Which
want
is
to
fine.
contact me and we want to get on a call like you and stuff, yeah, I'm totally down for it. But yeah, it's not that I'm avoiding it because I'm worried I'm gonna have people stab me in the back or something. It's just sort of like, it's.
I
it's
hope
just
not.
Like, I don't know. No, yeah. It's just kind of like I'm not opposed to it, but also like I'm not out there trying to collaborate purposefully. But that's just me. I'm a very much like I just don't really have a lot of time for it anyway. I gotta barely have time to make my own stuff. But
It was
just
a
be careful,
debacle.
Britton. You're a nice dude, Britton. Just be careful.
Thank you. I'm I'm trying. You know, I thought about bringing this up in one of my videos. I'm like, man, I was thinking about like who could I trust now? Like this is so weird, you know. But then I didn't
that
want
would be a
people
great
going
video.
like, but then
Who can
again,
I trust?
But then again, like, you know, then people will be like, Britton, are you doing like something sus? Like I didn't want those comments, you know, because there's probably gonna be some weird people out there who will like jump to that conclusion. Which I'm like, I'm not saying that, but I'm thinking, bro, like who could I trust, man? Like we're in a weird spot right now. You know, I don't know, but I was thinking of that, and I was just like, oh my god, so bizarre.
Yeah, again, that's why I stay out of it. It's sort of the parasocial thing can be weird, you know.
Yeah, it's a strange thing, you know. I mean, it was, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. It was a weird situation though, because I did watch their second video where they like reenacted everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Man.
That was one of the most that was one of the
shovel.
That was one of the most like uncomfortable things I have ever watched in my life. I'm just like,
yeah.
Why did you think that was a good idea? Like, oh my god. And then like apparently they're like
a third one. There's a third one.
Yeah, where they're like, sorry, I wasn't
They brought
saying.
some. Well, there was. I'm talking about the one where they brought on a another person who allegedly had weird sexual encounters with Daniel Green, like in college or something.
Oh my god.
Years and years ago. Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing?
Can you
anyway.
not? Apparently not.
Channel deleted though. Channel removed. There's no channel anymore.
Yeah, that's. Oh man, that's. Oh. What a time! What a time!
What a time! What a time!
You know, I have a recurring interest in like parallel universes. You know, I sometimes like to think like, man, I wonder what like timeline or universe we're in. It's so weird. Like, we're in a weird time right now.
Yeah, you're wondering what the other Britons are up to right now. Huh?
Yeah, sometimes I'll be like, God, like, is there like another universe where everything's like going okay? You know, hope so.
Maybe.
I don't know, but
well, the idea is it's like every possible outcome, right? Right, with like with quantum physics. So it's not just like, hey, there's a good and a bad. It's like every iteration. Like instead of you being right-handed, you're left-handed, but everything else is the same. You know, weird stuff like that.
I have no idea. I haven't. As much as it interests me, I haven't actually studied the subject. But
yeah, I remember I learned about it with Richard Feynman. He did like a particle experiment where he shot these particles through a board with holes in it, and to see like, okay, well, which direction are they going to take? And they took every direction. I'm just paraphrasing, but I remember that was the first time I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like what? The quantum world is bonkers.
It's interesting. Science is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
I thought I saw you going back to books. I thought I saw you liking like a horror book recently, or some book. I forget what it's called.
A horror book.
What's the last book you really liked recently?
Really liked?
Because I remember you. Because I remember on your Discord you were like, "This book is really good. You guys should check it out," or something like that.
I'm trying to go back and think of what I read recently. I read The Devil of Nanking, which was a channel, like a subscriber select. I liked that one.
Oh yeah, didn't Timo tell you to read that one?
No, it wasn't Timo. It was actually, I'd never heard of the book, and it won the poll on my channel, and so I read it.
Oh.
Still got to do a damn review for it. I got to do that this weekend.
Wait, have you finished Absolution yet? I forgot.
Oh yeah, I finished it. I got to do a review on that too. Yeah, I finished Absolution.
Oh yeah, have to get you.
So
on
we got to talk.
That,
I guess we got to talk about Absolution.
Oh God, you know, I read Absolution. I'm just like, it's not the same, bro. If it had just been the last, or not the last story, the second one about God, what's that guy's name? Joe? Isn't his name Joe?
Old Jim.
Jim.
Old Jim.
Old Jim. If it had just been about old Jim, I would have read that. That would have been fine.
Yeah, I think the division into the novellas, as he called them, but they were like all part of one book, and they were sequential, so they were like chronological. It's just something about that. I think it was kind of a continuous story, but also kind of not. And I felt like, yeah, there wasn't enough meat, I guess. Like if you think about.
I mean, it doesn't ruin my enjoyment. Like, it's not, like, ruining my enjoyment of the other 3 levels of bad, but, like, it was just kind of meh,
It was okay. I mean, there's some things I really liked about it. But, yeah, I would venture to say that if you haven't read the series at all, I wouldn't, even though this is a prequel, I would not start there for a lot of reasons I won't get into. We can talk about it when we talk about the book later. But, and then also, if you don't want to read it, I don't feel like it really, it adds a lot. I feel like you could never read that book, Absolution, and still get possibly more out of just the original trilogy. That's how fair. I feel about it.
That's fair. I mean, if you like, if you like the spy stuff and Authority, maybe you'll enjoy it. But
what I mean is, like,
it's kind of weird. Like, the first one was like this weird, like, biblical prose about this, like, science mission. I was like, okay. And the second one, I'm like, okay, that's pretty good, actually. And then Lowry's one, I was like, oh my god, this is painful.
Yeah,
I'll save that for the Absolution conversation.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, it was. I think I feel more or less the same as you. Maybe you feel a little bit worse than I do, but yeah, I would say we're pretty much in agreement.
Yeah, I feel more about things than you do, because I always seem to be more like, no, and you're just like, oh well, it was that.
Well, I think because I was really setting myself up emotionally. Because on one hand, I was really excited.
I wasn't like devastated. It wasn't like Last of Us Part 2, where I was just kind of like, oh man,
like it killed your soul.
Where it like kind of destroyed my soul a little bit, but like
Yeah, I was excited, but I was fearful. So I think because I don't even want to say cautiously optimistic. I don't even know if that's the right word, but I think because my expectations weren't super high, I wasn't devastated, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe it's okay because I'm like, hey, I still have the original trilogy. It's like Star Wars.
Yeah.
I have the original trilogy. I don't care what all the crap you've done since then. I still have that original trilogy. You can't take that away from me. I even have the version that is not bastardized by visual effects added on top. So... because that's impossible to find.
You have the original Star Wars. That's impressive.
Yeah,
I heard those are like illegal to get now.
Well, I found them online. So you do the math. But yeah, you can't buy them. To my knowledge, anyway, they're impossible to find. So it is hard. Yeah, it's hard to like have that original like experience anymore. Like if you want to buy them on Amazon or Walmart or whatever.
Damn it, yes. George! You keep meddling.
Damn it. Well, I mean, I'd say it's far, far worse with Disney. But, that's for another conversation, I guess. Kathleen Kennedy's out, though. Yay! Hopefully they replace her with somebody awesome. But
I would say just give it to Filoni, but yeah, well, whatever you. Sure, there'll be I don't really want to go into the Star Wars rabbit hole at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just get like with The Devil Takes You Home, like that book makes me like physically angry, and you just were like, it wasn't good. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of books that really pissed me off.
I don't know. It's like preachiness in a book really angers me because it just feels like patronizing,
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like being patronized,
I also knew though, like I knew you hated it, so I knew like I'm like this can't be good. Like I know you and I have differences in opinion sometimes, but I was like I don't know if there's ever been
You were
book that you've
surprised by my
hated.
visceral anger.
Yeah, I don't know if there's ever been a book that you've absolutely hated that I've liked. I can't think of that. Right? I think we kind of like maybe there's a book like The Vor. You like The Vor. I didn't really care for it, but
like we
also
differ in
like not
approaches,
the
but
end
like
workers.
generally we're like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're on pretty equal footing. I think sometimes you're probably more forgiving than I am, or
Yeah.
you have a like I should say you have a broader set of interests, or you're like, you
I
know
have
what?
more tolerance for BS than
Tolerant
some people.
tolerance is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, so I think you have a higher tolerance than me. But like, I feel like but you also don't just like everything. That really
Uh-huh.
bothers me. That's kind of what bothers me about a lot of booktube channels is like it's not nobody's really reviewing anything. They're just celebrating something, which is fine. Just don't call it a review. You know,
Like I'll
those
be
kind of
like
people.
disappointed by a book, but like it's really rare for me to like viscerally get angry at a book because it's
Gabino can pull it out of you.
I don't know. It was one of those just like that Bitch Planet, which is a comic, and like Renato Jones, which is also a comic. I don't know why I'm bringing up comics, but these are just the three that come to my mind that like viscerally make me mad. Or like Elysium, which is a movie. Hate that
All
movie.
syst- yeah, all systems red. The Murder Bot. I despise that book, but I think
But you were still
I don't.
like you seem more like mildly annoyed when I watched your video. Like you didn't
Well,
seem that
it,
angry at it.
yeah, I don't know. I think that was earlier in my YouTube, so I feel like I'm a little more comfortable in front of the camera now, and I think it might have been one of those things. But anyway, like also,
Like I've
it
never seen you like actually like get mad at a book before.
because
I've
I
seen
try,
you get
with
irritated at a book before. I've seen you like
yeah,
with like All
yeah.
Systems Red. You were like, this freaking book, man. I don't get it. Like,
But mostly, I think. But then, like, I'm taking it all back in a way because I think most of my dislike of that book is because everybody loves it, and so I'm like, wait a minute. It makes me mad that someone could actually like this because I feel like they're wrong. I was like, there's no way you can like the Devils. Devils is a great. I'm like, I don't know how people could like read this who are Abercrombie fans and come
it
away
was
with
kind of
like that
funny
was a
seeing
great
you
read.
go be like baffled with all like the weird like creatures he puts in there. I'm like, oh man,
Dude.
I'm kind of nervous when you get to Perdido Street Station because
Well, okay,
there's a guy having
here's the
sex with a
difference.
bug-headed person in that book.
Well,
So just to
here's
warn
the
you.
difference. I'm expecting that. So in
Okay.
every Abercrombie book I've ever read, there's been no animal people. There's been no Pirates of the Caribbean fish people.
Oh,
There's
okay.
been no rabbit people. There's been nothing remotely like that. And so like when I read an Abercrombie book, I don't expect that. And when I get it, I'm like, what is this? Did I get it? Is it like a joke copy of an arc? Is this the real thing? I felt like I was being pranked because it just yeah, it was so not good. I think I might when it comes out, I might get the audiobook and just finish it because I think I could sit through like an audio of it, but like
You could sit through
being an
Stephen
active
Pacey's
participant.
great narration.
Yeah, exactly. Because sitting, through like reading that was, oh my God, it was such a chore.
Really?
It
That's
was because I don't know. I like so Carol Wainwright. He always says that he can power through. Like even if he hates the book, he can finish it. I can't. I tried numerous times. I was like, I feel like I need to like get to the end just to give it a proper review and a proper chance, and like so I know from the beginning to the end. But at 60%, I was like, I just can't. I'm not. I'm wasting my life right now. So
I
I'm
could
just
be
gonna
out
call it.
there and I could be
Yeah,
touching
I could be reading
bugs.
something I enjoy. Like
I could be
I don't know.
catching
It's just not worth it.
butterflies right now. Not
I
reading The
could be.
Devils by Joe
I could be.
Abercrombie.
Utterly shocked.
He's
Yeah,
he's
I
in
wrote
his
a.
he's in his furry phase. What can I say? I don't know. I mean, I haven't read this, so I don't know.
I mean, even outside of that, it just felt so like juvenile. It felt so unpolished. It felt like fan fiction. It felt like somebody
Okay,
trying to be
but
like
I
an
will let
Abercrombie,
you
but like
know if slash when you get to Perdido Street Station, there are
yeah.
cactus people and like bug people, and our main
Thank you for the
protagonist's
heads up.
girlfriend is a bug lady. So just to
Oh
let you
man.
know,
Well,
Just to let you know.
Thank you for the heads up, because now I can temper my expectations.
So if you get weirded out
cactus
by
people, though, really,
they're not like a big part in the story, but yes, they do exist.
Okay. So weird, man.
I know.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really into bizarro stuff like that because it's really difficult for me to visualize that in my head. You know, I just picture a cartoon character.
Well, that's interesting because I mean, I think Mieville's very he's good at evoking an image. So I mean,
okay, well maybe it's.
I don't know. I mean,
wow, that's a pretty.
I'll let you read it before
person.
I try to because sometimes when I try to sell you on things, I always get nervous that I'm like talking you out of it inadvertently.
Never get nervous, man.
I'm just like, so here's this book, and you're like, and I'm like, I tell you about it, and you're like, I don't know about that. I'm like, oh, man, come on. I need to get better at my pitching skills.
Yeah, I always preface, I'm like, well, it's for me, it's probably not for you, because I know my tastes are...
like Lonesome Dove, I'm like, I think Jason might take to
this.
They're cowboying. They're cowboying.
Dude, are you kidding me? I grew up in a very, I don't want to say not hillbilly, but the part of California I grew up in, I don't live there now, was very different than
were there cowboys?
People... Yeah, like cowboy hats. It's a big agricultural area, so it was, drawn to a lot of like farmer type people. So it had that vibe. So I know a lot of times when people think California,
then you might like. I read Essex County recently, which is a comic. Takes place in farmland.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm a big sucker for.
You like
Western
rural
stuff.
settings.
It's weird because I grew up in it, and I'm like. When I was a kid, I was like, I don't like any of this crap. And then like now I'm sort of like, like no country for old, no country for old man. I'm like, yeah, I love this kind of like, gritty, like, I don't know, deserty kind of Western sort of story. Like it's weird, man. Yeah, it's weird because I was so maybe it's like pulling me back. I have no idea.
I don't know either, but it's. I'm like, maybe you'll like this. There's not weird, fantastical elements. It's just a bunch of guys going on a cattle drive. Go nuts. It's a big book, but I think it's worth it.
No, I've been told many times to read that book, so I look forward to checking it out.
I enjoyed it a lot. Until it was my second favorite book of last year until I read The Things They Carried, and they're like, give me that. I'm taking that for myself.
Yeah, that's one I got to read too.
Yeah, it's a great book. I'm just like, all right, let's see what you got.
I got the ebook, and then I got the Bryan Cranston narrated audiobook.
Really?
Well.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm
okay.
ready. I'm
okay.
ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready for this thing.
I sadly did not get that, but but reading it was fun. Well, not fun. It was really sad, but
Yeah.
I had a real good time with it.
Fun, sad, bittersweet.
But, yes. It's not like, I don't know. It's not like Superman fun. It's like you're in the hands of someone who knows what they're doing kind of fun, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I love.
It's like when you read
stuff.
like
I love
Annihilation,
sad
and you're like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing, so I'm having fun with this, even though like it's not a fun story.
100%. That's the kind of story I love. So yeah, sounds like right up my alley.
The uncanny. I mean, which is funny. I know you like Knock 'em Stiff. I won't say it's like Knock 'em Stiff, but it has like a similar structure where it's like stories about,
but kind of loosely connected.
But they're kind of like connected. Yeah, it's very interesting.
I love that. I have some ideas of my own to write a book like that because when I read Knock 'em Stiff, I love that format. I know it's not for everybody because it feels like.
I read that last year and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna love this, and I liked it a lot, but I was just kind of like, all right, yeah, this was good.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know why people are so. Maybe it's the same thing with short films and long films, but regular films. But short stories aren't a very popular thing to read. I've noticed.
Yeah,
and I don't. I mean, I guess I get it because people want to have like a a long experience with the characters, and so they don't want to just hop from story to story to story. But I thought this was such a great middle ground where they're shorter stories with different people, but it feels like a cohesive like universe, like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love that idea, that method of storytelling, because you don't feel locked in with a single POV for the entirety of a novel, but also it's connected enough to feel like a whole. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I was fascinated when I read that. I'm like, wow, this is fucking cool. Like, I love this format. It's interesting.
I do remember being really impressed with how oh, what's the word? I'll go with efficient for right now. Like, it felt like it was very well put together. Like, I appreciated the artistry of it. If that,
Yeah.
well, they should not make sense, but I hope you get what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I get what you're getting at for sure.
Where I'm like, this guy knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah, it was great to read a book.
But
by
I was
a guy
like
in his
waiting for
first
that
novel.
moment where I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a masterpiece. This is gonna be a masterpiece. And then I'm like, okay, it wasn't quite a masterpiece, but it was very good.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not a book that's going to change your life, but it's one of those books that like I don't know, it has an effect on you, and it's not.
I do
feel like it's
remember
not
like
trying
just
to
kind of like being, I don't want to say disgusted. That sounds bad, but like kind of put off by like the musty, like kind of disgusting atmosphere of the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. I remember Carol Wainwright mentioned to me he read The Devil all the time, and he felt like it was too gratuitous in that regard. He felt like it was trying too hard to be gross, and that kind of took him out of it. Whereas it's gross, but I didn't find it to be like comically gross.
I don't know. I don't know if Carol's read Chuck Palahniuk, but if he ever does, good luck, buddy. If you want like dude trying to be gross, oh man, oh man,
Yeah, guts. Anyone?
oh man, oh my god, guts.
I was wondering if you read that. I was waiting for your reaction. There it was, a little delayed,
man.
but yeah.
Oh my, oh.
Which I believe is in Haunted, right? Isn't it in that collection?
I've only read the story. I've not read the whole book where that comes from. But like, oh my god, that was just. That might be one of the nastiest things I've ever read in my life.
Palahniuk is a writer I can only read every like few years. I feel like.
Yeah, you have to be in a particular. He's one of those guys. You have to be in a particular mood for him. You know.
Yeah, fantastic writer, like amazing writer. But yeah, it's like it's a ride.
It's like oh man, it's kind of like Abercrombie in a way. Like you have to be in a particular mood for it, I guess.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, I feel like Abercrombie.
Well, no,
is
I
not
think James
so
Ellroy is
far-
probably a better example. You know, you have to be in a particular mood for someone like James Ellroy. Same thing with like Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah, for sure.
I do have some friends who are reading Dennis Lehane now, and they're like, "Oh man, this is great." And I felt so
Dude,
vindicated.
I'm so glad you recommended Lane, man. I read The Drop and was like, this is good. I dig it. This guy's got skill.
Well,
I really enjoyed that book.
I mean, I made my video for people who were curious about where to start, but I was like, oh man, because it's weird. It's not like McCarthy where it's like, oh man, it's kind of hard to say because like he can be, you know, it depends on what McCarthy you want. Do you want like stripped back McCarthy? Do you want like really dense McCarthy? Like what do you want? You know, there's certain scales, you know, or like Philip K. Dick, same way. You know, there are levels to this, but with Lehane, like. You can kind of just pick up a book and enjoy it. I mean, he does have a series, but like you can pick them up and be like, okay, yeah, you know, relatively entertained. You know, he gets dark, so
But
maybe
it's like-
entertain's not the. It's hard because like they're all mostly accessible for the most part.
Yeah, and I think that's what I appreciate most about his work is it's accessible in a mainstream way, but there's a lot of depth to it. It's not shallow. Like,
Yeah.
the characterization's great, the prose is great, the plotting's interesting. Like it's
Like
all,
I could tell you to
actually-
just jump into Mystic River if you wanted. You could do that. I mean, it's a standalone book. You can just go nuts on it. It's not like, you know, Blood Meridian where you're like, okay, here's some books to get used to his style, and then if you want, you can jump into Blood Meridian. Like, you know, you could jump into Mystic River first if you wanted, but I mean, you know, I did not, but you know, that's You
No,
can
I
do
think
that.
The Drop was a great
I said The
sampler of
Drop as
Lahane.
well because it's shorter and you can just kind of
Yeah, it's short. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And I blew through that book really quickly because it was just such a quick ride. And yeah, it's again like it's to me. I think authors like Lahane, they are the best kind because they have mainstream appeal, so they're
Mm,
successful,
mm-hmm.
but they have like a depth to the fiction that
Mm-hmm.
like snobby people I think can appreciate because the characterization is great. It's not shallow. It's not like you're watching some kind of shitty Netflix movie, you know, like there's some depth there.
Yeah, I mean, when
Um,
someone says he's a thriller writer, I always kind of bristle a little bit 'cause I'm like, oh, but he's so much more than that, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes
it's
they
like
go like, oh,
crime.
but he's so much
Yeah,
more. Like,
yeah. He definitely pays attention to character, which I feel like is most thrillers I've read, it's just they're just super shallow. You know, they're entertaining, but the characterization stuff isn't that great. Like that's not the standout thing. It's
you
usually
know,
the
it's
concept or it's usually the plot.
I mean, you know Mike from Mike's book reviews.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with him? He actually read Mystic River
Yeah, yeah.
recently, and he said he watched the movie, and he's like, it's a good adaptation, but it's like, you know, it's like, oh, but there's stuff in there that they just left out, and I'm like, oh yeah. But I remember when you said like you saw the movie a while back, and you were just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, because it's a pretty good adaptation, but like, I don't know.
Well,
Maybe it's like
I
just
think
just how it's like. Maybe it's because how it's written, like it
yeah,
affected me in
because
such a way. I don't know, but you know, I mean, the movie's
yeah,
very
well,
good.
I've seen The Drop, I've seen Mystic River, and I've just thought they were like, yeah, they were fine. But then when I read The Drop, I was like, there's something to this. I think because like I can be it's almost like
I mean,
so
also
let me put it this way.
aside from the
Let me put it
obvious
this
that films and books are different mediums, but yeah, sorry.
Well,
You go on.
let me put it this way. Yeah. So like I feel like the novel No Country for Old Men
Mm-hmm.
and the film No Country for Old Men,
Uh huh.
they're like perfect. You could watch one and not have to consume the other. I feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel
yeah.
like they're both great.
I would agree with
but
that.
the drop book is one level and the film is a different level.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't feel like the Coen brothers and McCarthy parallel side by side. It feels like it's good, but it's not. It didn't capture the magic of the book for me. At least that's kind of the best way I can describe it because I think of them. I think of like No Country, and I'm like, man, the book's so great, the movie's so great. Like if I had to pick one, like holy shit, I don't know. But with a drop, like oh, book 100%. Like the movie's not bad, but
I
it's
was gonna
like
say, I really like the movie personally. I mean,
it
I
did
like
the
the book too.
paces. Yeah, it went through the paces, but it like it didn't capture the like magic, at least for me anyway.
Yeah, I
That the
mean, I
book
don't want to
was.
state the obvious that books and films are different mediums, so there's that. But like, I don't know, that was interesting because it made me think back to when you were like, really? Because I saw the movie and I thought it was fine. I'm like, it's weird because the movie's is a very good adaptation of the book. It's just I don't know.
Maybe it's like the
You're.
prose, the way Lahane,
I
like
think you're actually right. I think maybe it's just like the book is like here and the book is like and the movie's like there. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I think maybe if you got like a really great director on it, maybe he could have captured the feeling, that I got from reading the book. Like just like the Coen brothers did. They captured the fucking feeling of No Country for Old Men, like through and through. So maybe if it would have been like that, possible, but yeah, as it stands, like it was kind of a forgettable movie. Like I remember when you brought it up, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that, but I couldn't tell you what it was about. I couldn't tell you anything about it other than Tom Hardy's in it. That's about it. And there's a little puppy. That's about it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like it was originally like a short story, and then he wrote the script, and then he wrote the book after that.
Oh,
That's weird. That's
shit.
weird.
I didn't realize that.
weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's cool though.
No, but I like yeah, I mean, I would say The Drop's a very good start. Again, it's short, or you could do Shutter Island, or
Oh yeah, Shutter Island. I've seen the film, so I'm curious to know if like the book is.
it's been a
worth reading
while
once
since
you
I read
know.
the book, so I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly, but I remember the movie being more like trippy.
Yeah. I just wonder if it's one like once you know the twist, it's like I guess I knew the twist of Fight Club and still enjoyed the book. So I don't know.
Yeah, it was fun watching your like read along of it, and when you were like, oh, it's interesting reading this, knowing the twist,
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that with me and Jekyll and Hyde, the original Jekyll and Hyde story. It's
Yeah.
it's interesting reading that and because it's a twist, because most people know it now, but it was a twist in the original story. So it's like, oh, that's interesting. They set it up. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, Gorman Gas this month?
Yes. After
Titus Grown?
So after I finish either Guards or Blood Reunion, I am probably either going to start, because I'm going to read Mere Christianity, because I'm going to do a video with my dad about it.
Oh, cool.
But either after those, so after the other book I'll finish, I'll probably get to Titus Grown, and there's a couple people who want to join me on that, so I'll probably add them to probably have like a Discord thing, and I'll add them and be like, all right, we're going to read this now.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna read it this month too.
There's people
After
who are
the
like, it's a
Unworthy.
bit dense, so just let you know, and I'm like, awesome.
Yeah, that's what kind of I just for the hell of it, I read the first couple pages and I was like, oof, this is kind of dense.
Yeah,
It's a very old style, like almost Lovecraft style,
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the camera drops into a scene, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, ooh, who's this mysterious guy? And let's follow this person. It was very like, there's a big castle and there's just twists and turns and there's a, this and that. And you're like, whoa, okay. But we'll see. Maybe it's one of those things you just got to ease into and like get used to the language, and it's all good once you're in there.
Yeah, I suppose so. I don't know. I mean, but yes, I am definitely planning on reading it in this month in March.
Nice.
So I just need to finish some of these books first, and I'll get into the saddle.
Nice.
Because I mean, this world's fun. Like I was surprised, because like I had heard for a long time that, because I was kind of skeptical, because I'm like, it's weird. Like I'm a big fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for one. So I was kind of like,
oh yeah, I love Hitchhikers. Is it like that? Is it
a
that
little bit?
clever
Yeah,
and
it
that
is a
good
bit
of
like
humor?
that. It has the same kind of British. Though I mean, it's more though. Discworld's more about like wordplay and like language and stuff.
Not philosophical kind of things.
No, I mean, I hear there is philosophical stuff in Discworld. I haven't really gotten to that stuff yet, but like Hitchhiker's more like throws as like absurd stuff at you, and you're like, whoa, okay, keeps it engaging. Well, Discworld is more like, I don't want to say it's more of a story, because like there's a story in Hitchhikers too, but like, it's hard to explain. I mean, but it similarly has that kind of like British kind of dry sense of humor. So, fine with that. And the only like weird thing about it is that there's no chapters in this. So I just kind of have to wing it. Cuz I'm very structured, I like when I read. I like reading the
You said you read what, like 60 pages a day or something like
yeah,
that?
I like reading like certain, chapters, or if the chapter goes past that, I'll go, wherever that ends. Yeah, this world doesn't have that.
Yeah, I'm also not a fan of
It does have breaks though. Like it does have like,
yeah, that's good.
so it's not like
what's the logic behind it? Does it feel like in the book there's a logic behind that?
if there is, I have no idea. I might have to ask some of my like Discworld aficionado friends about it, but
Gotcha.
I don't know, in other words, but I'm digging it. I was kind of like, because for a long time I thought it was kind of like dumb fantasy joke kind of thing, and I'm generally kind of wary with comedy books. I mean, I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but like, I don't know. There's an artistry to it. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same way with comedy. Like I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but I tried Discworld and it was like not the same level of humor that appealed to me.
I
So,
mean, Guards is
um,
very enjoyable. I mean, there are parts where like it is kind of like he is trying a bit too hard to be funny, but it's
that's what I don't like. Yeah.
but
Like Monty
mostly like
Python sometimes.
you know, he's got some good bits in there, and it's also well written for the most part. So I don't know. I've heard like I don't know if you read like Color of Magic, but I've heard like that kind of can turn people off. But I have no idea.
I read the first book, whatever that one is. Let's see. First Discworld book. Oh, well, it says there are no. Maybe it was The Color of Magic.
I don't know. It's probably gonna be some people.
Anyway, yeah,
Probably gonna be
I
some
just
people
was
who like
kind
roast
of.
me in the comments section.
Yeah, I didn't get very far into it. I was like, this just seems kind of like trying too hard Monty Python, so I just kind of gave up.
Oh,
But
you don't like Monty Python?
it's fine. It's just
Oh,
sometimes you're just like, oh, it's just like a little try hard, you know.
yeah,
It's like
it's
a
an
little
acquired
forest.
taste for sure. I don't.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's some stuff I do like the films, but like some of the show was just,
Yeah, the show's
uh,
out there.
yeah,
I was about to say, I hope you at least like Life of Brian. That film's a classic.
yeah. Like I said, the films are more, I don't know, more well written, I guess, in my opinion, for me.
Yeah, but yeah, going back to Discworld though, there are points where I find he's trying to be too fun, or he's trying too hard to be funny, which I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like a, you know, I mean, you know, because comedy it's funnily enough, it's kind of like horror, where like
Hmm.
what makes you laugh is a very like intimate thing. Same thing with like what scares you, you know.
Yeah,
So it can be
yeah.
kind of hard, you know. It can be kind of hard
Yeah,
to, you know. But there are like funny moments in here that I've enjoyed.
that's good.
So there you
Yeah,
go. I mean, is it Hitchhikers? I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet, so yeah, we'll see. I
there's a
mean,
lot of books too.
I mean, I hope it's like Hitchhikers. I mean, I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Love
Yeah,
nothing. I'd love nothing more than a fantasy version of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Though I'm probably gonna get ripped by the Discworld fans and being like, "Oh, they're way different, bro." Which is just like, oh my god. Have you ever had that happen to you? Where you're like, "Oh, I've heard it's kind of like this," and you're like, "Oh, well, it's like way different, bro." Like, you know, does that happen
oh
to you?
yeah, oh yeah. When you get the hardcore fans and you misrepresent their firstborn child, basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got you.
I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, look, yeah. I'm just speaking generally here. I'm not trying to like, you know, bash you or anything. I don't know. But like I had heard so many other people go like, oh man, like Discworld changed my life, and like, you know, Discworld like made me think about things differently. I'm like, okay, Pratchett, show me what you got.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Has
I
my life
will
changed
always
yet?
give.
No. But
Yeah,
it's pretty good actually. It's actually like it's well written, which I'm like, wow, okay, all right, Terry. I see where
yeah.
you're
If
at.
somebody tells me a book changed their life, I will check it out for sure. I'll give it a shot.
I mean, this
Anyway.
book is not changing my life just yet, but you know,
Do
it's
they
not,
mean the book or the whole series? Like you have to
no, I mean
read
like the
like the
series in
world.
general, not the book, not this
Yeah,
book
yeah.
specifically.
It might take a while then to kind of feel the effects of Discworld then.
It's not like, you know, like
But
you know, for me, like Lolita changed my life, you know, in a way.
hmm.
Which I'm actually hoping to read Pale Fire this year, so, you know, wish me luck on that.
Ah, yeah.
I've been too nervous to read another, like, Nabokov book, because, like, I'm like, oh my god. I hear, like, you think Lolita just, like... Oh, what were we talking about earlier that just has layers upon layers? Like, Lolita is that book, you know? Like, Lolita is that novel. Like, there's so many layers to that book. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a masterwork. It's so good.
Oh my god.
Love
Yeah.
that book.
Yeah, no, and you know, I generally don't like watching my reviews, but I actually watched through my Lolita review I did last year, and I'm like, you know what? I actually did a pretty good job.
Yeah, you do good reviews. I like your reviews.
It's like I think I actually did pretty good here.
Hmm.
Because like it's one of those books where I'm just like, oh my god, how do I talk about it? I don't know if you've had books like that. You know, maybe
Yeah,
like
that's why
not
I don't.
maybe like Knock 'em Stiff was like that for you. I don't know, but like,
I mean,
or
it
maybe
is. It
Annihilation's like
is.
that for you. I have no idea because I know you really
Yeah, I love that's a big book. I think I'm gonna do a video too on just like the Southern Reach trilogy,
Oh,
like
okay,
basically
yeah.
a big review of just going through each one and kind of. I feel like they need to be talked about as a whole. I don't think there's like it's not justice. It doesn't give them justice one by one. So
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's well, they're all connected, so I mean,
yeah,
I hate to state the obvious there, but like it's a
it's
whole, you know,
a whole thing.
it's a whole, yeah, yeah. One of my I really enjoy it. I want to need to read more Vandermeer at some point. I don't want to try his fantasy series because I've heard that one's pretty wild as well. It's a fun
Which
guy.
one? The oh yeah. I got one back here.
Ambergris.
Yeah, ambergris. I don't think I have the whole thing. Yeah, yeah. I know. I part of me wants to, and then part of me is like, I don't know. I am curious what he does next, though. Um, did you ever read Strange Bird?
I did read Strange Bird. I thought it
I
was
love that.
I thought it
You
was
didn't like
I
it?
thought it was fine. I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine. I was like, this is
You're
pretty
gonna
good.
you're gonna hate this, but I liked it better than Born.
Really? Wow. Okay. Okay.
It hit that emotional note for me, man.
Interesting.
I'm a
That's
big
interesting.
I'm a big I think for me reading I've
Then
noticed
again,
that
I don't
like
know
a
if I
lot of
was in
that.
the right headspace when I read that, so maybe I'll have to read
Yeah,
it
maybe.
again. But
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
loved it. I mean,
Because there's just some books that hit you at the right time, you know?
mhm,
Like,
for
it's
sure.
like, oh God, but I can't think of one at the moment, but you know it when you read it. You're like, oh man, this just hit me,
You know what's gonna? I'm gonna tell you what book just hit me that I didn't realize it was gonna hit me, and it's gonna sound like I'm a sick bastard. But The Girl Next Door.
Oh,
So I saw it
why is it?
free
Does that, that sounds.
on
Is that the
Amazon.
Jack
Jack
Ketchum book?
Jack Ketchum.
Yeah, doesn't
So I
Carol really
saw it.
like that book?
I don't know, but I really need to write a review for it because or do a video review because I feel like it's.
Huh. Okay.
I feel like people just are completely turned off by it because of the subject matter. But like, it's a really good fucking story. And I remember like seeing it. It was during Halloween, during October, and it was free on Audible. And then like, if you have Amazon Prime, you get the ebook. And I was like, oh well, shit. So I just started listening to the audiobook, and I was just like, boom! It just hit me. Like I was sucked into it.
Mm.
Like and I was just like, I was just kind of like, I'll just give it a quick listen and see sort of what the vibe is because I've seen the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then and Jack Ketchum actually narrated it too, and so I both read. I kind of
You
flip
always
flopped
watch the.
between reading
I
and
can't. I have a hard. I can't do that anymore. Like,
well, listen.
no, I can't. I can't watch the movie before the book anymore. It's too distracting.
Oh well, I didn't know. I didn't even know it was a book when I saw the movie. I saw the movie a long ass time ago.
Okay.
And
Okay,
then,
that's fair then.
But then I was like, oh,
Like
the
I watched the
book. And
Gone
then
Baby Gone movie before I read the book, and then I read the book, and it was just
Oh.
distracting. I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you ever, I don't know. I feel like the order I prefer doing it is the movie first, then the book, because every time,
Unless it's like The Shining or something, then you'll just be like, what
or
the
No
fuck?
Country, where it's no Country and all that,
Or
like, I feel like
Annihilation,
they're
where
good
you're like, what the
adaptations.
fuck?
Yeah,
This
but
isn't
like
the movie.
I feel like what happens is when I watch the movie, it feels like the Cliff's Notes, like
Oh,
the
okay.
summary.
Yeah.
It feels like the summarized version, and it's like, wow, this whole thing's in fast forward, and it feels like there needs to be more, Whereas if you
Mm-hmm.
do the other way, you're generally getting a deeper view or a deeper look at the characters and the plot and
Mm-hmm.
this and that. So,
It's very rare
sort
that
of
I've
like
liked a
that, yeah.
movie more than the book. Like, I mean, the one that pops to my mind is Stalker. I remember really liking that a lot
Yeah.
more than the book.
I agree with that. I like the movie better too. I read the book again recently, and
Yeah, I saw that. I
came,
remember watching you talk about that.
yeah, I came to appreciate it again even more. I should probably do a review on it, but Under the Skin movie's way better than the book. The Shining, you know how I feel about The Shining,
Yeah.
obviously.
With The Shining, I always it's kind of like how I describe Apocalypse Now with Heart of Darkness. Like, it's a different take on the same story. Like, it's not really like, and it's a very loose adaptation anyway. So.
Yeah, I would say it's a loose adaptation. I feel though like it's funny. I feel like Kubrick took all of the good stuff out of the book and like put it together in a movie. It's like he was like a master editor. Like if you sent like a novel to an editor, how this person would say, cut this, cut that, cut this, cut that, and then like you have this beautiful work at the end. That's to me what the movie is. But I know it's a different take in that like the novel has redemption, whereas there is no redemption in the movie. The movie is like just hopelessness, and despair.
Yeah, I mean, with The Shining, it has a theme that I find myself being really fascinated by, which is, how do I describe it? People being worn down to their most like savage, like most base, almost animalistic instincts in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that theme just really fascinates me. I see it, which is, why I like Heart of Darkness, because it deals with that theme. Blood Meridian deals with that theme.
You should watch.
The Shining film deals with that theme, and even the book plays with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Though again, I think King has a higher opinion of people than Kubrick did.
Well, that's what's funny is like I always say that if I were to write The Shining, I probably would have written the Stephen King version. Just I think we gravitate toward that. We want a little bit of hope at the end, even though it's like a bittersweet ending. Like I think we always kind of gravitate toward that and tend to avoid just the like terrible hopelessness that the movie was, where there is no redemption. But it got me thinking like, well, shit, maybe I should grow a pair and start, writing stories.
Writing bleak stories.
that are just, well, it's like you think something's going to happen. You think like, oh, well, at the last minute, Jack's going to do blah, blah, blah. And it's like, nope. He's gone. Like he's been taken by the hotel. So there's something to be said for just going for it,
Or Stalker, they're in the zone for like most of the movie. So
yeah,
like the after or whatever when they're in the outside world, like it's an afterthought.
Yeah,
which is I think makes it more interesting.
Yeah, there was so much more story in the book, and like
more like how the world worked, how this situation affected everybody, which is fine. That's totally cool. But
it didn't have the atmospheric magic. Like it was almost like.
But I felt like the movie did that in a really like. It felt more personal in the movie in a weird way. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just me though. There might be some people who like the. It was kind of funny because I watched the film first and then I read the book and I was like, oh yeah, okay, this is fine. And then I had a friend who loves the book and I told her the movie's amazing, and then she's like, I thought the movie was fine. I still like the book more, which was really fascinating because we just had like the exact opposite reaction. So it's funny how that works,
Yeah, I remember I commented on what's the YouTube channel? It's like book versus movie. Have you seen that channel?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've not like watched a lot of her videos.
I think I commented on her. Yeah, I think I commented on one of her Stalker things, or maybe it was a different one. But yeah, she had the exact opposite. She's like, "Oh, weird. I like the novel more." I think it was The Shining was one of them. And I was like,
huh.
And I know I'm kind of like in the minority. I feel like at least in my circle of.
I've met some people who like the Shining movie more than the book, or either that, or they're just like they're both great for what they are, which that's fine. I'm kind of in that camp. I think they're both great with what they're doing, but I don't know. It's a. I mean,
I don't think I've met anybody who likes the movie more than the book, but I haven't met that many people who've read it.
Are you talking about Roadside Picnic?
No.
Or The Shining. Oh, okay.
I don't know that I've met anybody outside of you who's seen the movie and watched the. It might have been that book versus movie girl and you, and that's it. But
for Roadside Picnic, you mean?
Yeah, Roadside Picnic,
Oh,
because
okay.
it's one of those things where it's like it's an older kind of, I mean, it's a classic sci-fi novel, but it's not super well known, and then the film is even more like obscure in a way, you know.
Yeah, like it's a
Tarkovsky,
cult
not
movie
many
for
people.
sure. It's not like
Yeah,
a it's not a it's not like The Shining, which is, a pretty
exactly.
iconic movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though like it shouldn't be for whatever reason. I don't know. It's like I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, nowadays it probably would be like an A24 movie or something. But
yeah, I would see that. The amazing thing about Kubrick, though, you watch his movies now and you're like, they don't feel dated.
I know,
It's
right?
it's so amazing. Like when you watch 2001,
Oh my god, yeah,
I
yeah.
watched it again recently, and I'm like, dude, this movie, like,
They don't make them
it's
like that
still,
no more. I hate when people say
dude,
that, but they don't do it like that anymore.
it
Like,
still works. Like most old movies, you look and you're like, oh man, like when we were joking around like Seven, by David
uh
Fincher,
huh.
you're like, this is a fucking '90s movie. Like I still like it, but this is a '90s movie. You watch 2001, and you're like, yeah, people have different hair and clothes, but like, it looks fucking great. Like the effects are great.
Oh my god,
It
like
just
being in
it
the space scenes are outstanding.
Yeah.
I'm
That's what
like,
I'm saying. Like he was a total genius, man. Like
apparently I've heard like stories that he like burned like sets and stuff down so no one would figure out how he did it. I'm just like, oh my god, you jerk.
yeah, man,
Oh man,
crazy.
it's it's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah.
No, it's it's crazy. I mean, we've been going on for a little bit, and it's getting a little late where
Yeah,
I'm at.
it is. It's
So
been a long chat. It's been a good chat though.
I'll probably chat here. But Jason, it's always fun hanging out and
Yeah,
talking
man,
about
always.
stuff.
Thanks for having me on.
Um, as I like to do before the end of these things. If you have any like social media you want to share, which like
Oh, man, I suck at social
I
media.
know
I'm
you're
on
not really
Instagram,
like
barely
great
use
at
it.
it, but if you want to share
Yeah, yeah,
any,
but
feel free.
if you want to find me on YouTube, Jason Fuhrman, where I talk about books
Where's
and get into
Discord?
trouble with thumbnails. Yeah, I have a Discord server. Come hang out. I'm there all the time. Like I said, I work at home, so I am very active on my Discord server. But yeah, you can find all that. I'm sure Britton will drop the links down below. But
Mm-hmm.
thanks for having me, man. It's been great.
Yeah, no, it's always fun. It's always fun. Well, until next time we do one of these, it'll probably be Absolution. The
Yeah. Oh
Absolution.
yeah.
Oh man, I hope I'll remember. I hope I'll remember things from Absolution because I've been trying to. Because I'm like, oh man. But anyway, yeah, I'll worry about that when we get there. But
Yeah.
Jason, it's always fun. Till next
Yeah,
time.
man. Thanks. See ya.
Oh, hold on. There.